Good afternoon. I hope and pray that everybody's been doing good so far this week, and hope that if you're getting rain, that you're enjoying it, and that I know there's a lot of parts in the state right now that's needing it, so hope you're enjoying that. Tonight, though, I want to talk to you about the small things in life. You see, we live in a world that celebrates the big, the loud, and the spectacular. We go to watch fireworks, we want big and awe-inspiring. We love to celebrate those huge accomplishments that happen in our life. And even when we go shopping, we tend to shop in bulk in order to save money and to feed a crowd. The funny thing is, our God, He works differently. You see, God likes to specialize in taking those small things and using them for a greater purpose. A small seed that becomes a mighty tree, a shepherd boy who defeats a giant with a tiny rock, and probably most importantly, a baby that was born in Bethlehem in a little manger that changed the world. You see, we must never underestimate what God can do with something so small that is surrendered to Him. Small things have great potential. In Matthew 13:31, Jesus talks in a parable about a mustard seed. One of the tiniest things on the planet. But have you ever seen what one of these little seeds produces? If you look at a mustard seed, when it grows to a full plant, the seed actually grows into a large tree. Jesus even goes on to describe this plant in the garden is big enough that the birds even come to nest in its branches. So you see, even though the seed may be small, the potential that it has inside of it is enormous. A lot of times people overlook what God has placed in their hands because it can seem insignificant. All it takes is one encouraging word, one small prayer, one act of kindness, or that one step of obedience. You may see something small, but God knows and sees what it can become. When we look in the Bible, we find countless stories of God choosing the small for those big assignments. When other people saw a scary giant, God saw a tiny shepherd. God didn't send the mighty, He sent the willing. When Jesus' disciples saw the multitude of people with only 2 fish and 5 loaves, Jesus saw a feast that was big enough to feed 5,000. And let's not forget about the widow who gave her 2 coins. You see, others saw a little bitty offering, but Jesus saw it as faith in that she had given everything that she had. We've all heard the saying that Rome wasn't built in a day. In that same context, we must realize that small acts that are repeated, they bring about change. Galatians 6:9 tells us we're told not to get tired of doing what's good, because if we don't give up, we'll reap a harvest of blessings. You see, the Bible is a big book comprised of stories, parables, guidance. There's no way to read it all in one setting. But something just as small as a couple of chapters a day will help you get done reading the Bible in about a year. And what about prayer? A lot of times I hear people saying, I don't know how to pray. I don't know what to pray about. I can tell you from experience that some of the most powerful prayers in the world are the shortest. You see, small actions become powerful. Even though they're small, they're consistent. Never count out those small and humble beginnings. A baby has to crawl before it can learn to walk. Every big business that's done, every big business deal, it starts with a handshake and a conversation. We always want to judge the beginning by determining what the end result's going to be when all along we should just trust God and the process that it's taken. So take pride and celebrate the small things in your life. Those little victories are the slow progress. I remember seeing a post one time that compared us to popcorn. We all may be in the same pan, but we won't pop until it's our time. See, many people quit because they judge the beginning instead of trusting the process. And that's something that the devil wants. You see, the devil wants you to be discouraged by the small in your life. He loves planting those little seeds of doubt and despair inside your mind. But God tells us to be faithful. Faithful of what He has given us. And it's in those little things that matter the most, because it's that act of obedience. Because once God gets involved, the small become big. The weak become mighty. And that little seed does matter. So this week I want you to ask yourself, what small... Benjamin wants to talk too. This week ask yourself, what small thing has God placed in your life that you may be overlooking? And once you discover it, commit to it and be faithful. You see, you never know just how big your mustard seed may actually be. Never underestimate the power of such a small thing that's placed in the hands of such a big God. I hope that you enjoyed this lesson that I brought tonight. And I hope you really understand just how important those little things in life are. Those little things that we tend to skip over, those little things that we tend to forget about. Those little things turn into big things and can mean a lot. It may not seem that more important to you, but it may be important to somebody else. And it can make a world of difference. I hope y'all have a great week. Continue to stay blessed. And we'll see you next time.